Ju Park stood on the edge of the landing pad. The strong wind blew her black hair across her face. She did not move to push it away. Her eyes stayed fixed on the huge alien ship coming down from the sky. Behind her, the last people from the city hid in fear. But Ju did not hide. She did not shake. She just waited. "They're here to make us give up," said Do-Yun in a quiet voice. He was her friend, and the only government person brave enough to stand with her. "Let them come," Ju said. She pulled at her old leather jacket. "I didn't dress up for nothing." The alien ship was bigger than any building in New Seoul. It blocked the sun as it came down. The sound hurt her ears, but Ju did not cover them. She would not show any weakness. When the ship landed, a door opened. Out walked the alien leader, Commander Vrek. His skin was gray like wet stone. He had 4 eyes that blinked at different times. 6 guards with big guns walked with him. Behind them came a tall female alien named Aerith. "We expected your army leaders," Vrek said. His voice came through a small box that turned his words into human speech. Ju gave a small smile. "You killed them all last week, remember? I'm all that's left. Just a normal person with a bad attitude." Do-Yun coughed next to her. He was scared. Everyone was scared. The aliens had beaten Earth in just 3 days. Human guns and bombs did nothing to their ships. Their message was clear: give up or die. "Then you will sign the paper," Vrek said. It was not a question. Ju took a step forward. Do-Yun tried to stop her, but she ignored him. "Before I sign anything, I want to see your ship." The aliens looked at each other. Their faces were hard to read, but Ju could tell they were surprised. No human had made demands of them before. "No," said Aerith, the female alien. Her voice was cold. Ju shrugged like she didn't care. "Then I guess you'll have to kill everyone here and find someone else to sign your papers." She turned as if to walk away. "Wait," called Vrek. 1 hour. No weapons. Just you." Ju turned back. She smiled, but inside her heart was beating fast. She had no plan. No weapons, no army, but she had always been good at making things up as she went along. "Lead the way," she said. Vrek made a sound like rocks being crushed. Ju thought it might be a laugh. "You are either very brave or very stupid." "Maybe both," Ju answered. She turned to Do-Yun and whispered, "If I don't come back, tell my mother I'm sorry for missing dinner." Do-Yun's eyes were wide with fear. "This is crazy, Ju. They killed millions of us. What do you think you can do?" "I don't know yet," she admitted. "But I know I can't just sign a paper that makes us their slaves." A ramp came down from the ship. Vrek walked up it, his guards close by. He turned and waited for Ju. She took a deep breath and looked back at the small crowd of humans. Their faces showed fear, but also a small bit of hope. They were counting on her, even though they didn't know what she could do. She straightened her jacket, lifted her chin, and walked towards the alien ship. Each step felt heavy. Her mind raced. She had 1 hour to find something, anything, that might help Earth. 1 woman against an alien army, she muttered to herself. This should be interesting. As Ju stepped onto the ramp, the metal cold under her feet, she didn't look back. The ramp began to close behind her. The last thing the watching humans saw was Ju walking straight and tall into the alien ship, like someone who wasn't afraid at all. But inside, Ju was terrified. She just didn't let it show. Her father always told her, when you have nothing left, attitude is everything. Right now, attitude was all she had. Inside the alien ship, it was cold. Blue lights made the walls glow. Ju's skin looked pale and strange in this light. She tried not to shiver. Commander Vrek walked in front of her. 2 guards walked behind. Their heavy steps echoed in the metal halls. "Your kind is strange to us," Vrek said without turning around. "So weak in body, but so stubborn in mind." "We humans are full of surprises," Ju said. As they walked, She counted each turn they made. Left, right, right, left. She tried to make a map in her head. The ship was huge. It must be at least 20 times bigger than she thought. They passed rooms with strange machines. Some rooms had clear walls. Inside these rooms, Ju saw humans in cages. She bit her lip hard to stop herself from shouting. In one room, alien scientists cut open Earth animals for study. "Why are you doing this?" she asked, keeping her voice calm even though she felt sick inside. "Earth has nothing you need." Vrek stopped and turned his 4 eyes to look at her. "Location. Your planet sits at an important point between 3 parts of the galaxy. We need this area for the coming war." "War with who?" Ju asked. This was new information. "The Marini Group. They have taken 1,000 worlds. We have taken 2,000. He said this like he was proud. Ju made a mental note. So the Talons were not the biggest bullies in space after all. They entered a large room filled with screens and alien workers. This looked like the control center of the ship. Ju noticed something odd. Around some control panels, the air seemed to shimmer, like heat rising from hot road. "Very nice," she said, pointing to a big screen showing Earth. "Is that live?" Vrek nodded, pleased that she was impressed. "Our machines can watch your whole planet at the same time." "And these controls, what do they do?" She walked toward a panel before the guards could stop her. "Do not touch anything," Vrek said sharply. Too late. Ju had already put her hand on the panel. Nothing happened. But she had learned something important. The controls did not work like human buttons. They seemed to need alien touch to work. "Sorry," she said, pretending to be embarrassed. "Humans are curious." Vrek made that crushing rock sound again, his version of a laugh. "Curious like small animals, and with about as much power." Ju smiled, but inside she was thinking hard. The ship had strange technology. The panel seemed to respond to something in the aliens' bodies. If humans could find a way to copy that. "What happens next?" she asked. "After we sign your papers." "Most humans will be moved to work camps," Vrek said. "Some will be kept for study. Your buildings will be taken down to make room for our bases. And if we fight back?" All 4 of Vrek's eyes blinked at once. "There is no fighting back. It would be like your ants trying to fight you." As they continued the tour, Ju saw more rooms. Some had weapons. Others had food stores. One large room had baby Talons growing in tanks of green liquid. When their hour was nearly up, Vrek took her back to the landing area. "You have seen our power. Now you will sign." Ju nodded slowly. "I need to talk to the other humans first." "One day," Vrek said. "Then we start taking humans for the work camps, with or without your signed paper." The ship door opened. Do-hyun and the others waited below, looking surprised to see her alive. As Ju walked down the ramp, her mind was racing. She had seen things on the ship that gave her an idea. A small chance, but maybe their only one. "What happened?" Do-hyun asked when she reached him. "What did you see?" Ju looked back at the huge ship. "I saw their strength," she said loudly for any listening aliens. Then she whispered to Do-hyun. "And maybe their weakness too. Get everyone to my house tonight. We need to talk." As the aliens closed their ship door, Ju walked away with her head high. She still had no army. She still had just her attitude. But now she also had the beginnings of a plan. That night, Ju could not sleep. She sat by her window, looking at the alien ship that hung in the sky above New Seoul. Do-hyun had been angry with her. "You should have just signed the paper," he had said. "Now they will be watching you." Maybe he was right. But Ju had seen something on that ship, something that gave her hope. Someone knocked softly on her door. Ju grabbed a kitchen knife and moved quietly to the door. "Who is it?" she asked in a low voice. "It's Hanul," came a whispered answer. Ju let out a breath and opened the door. Hanul Kim was one of the few scientists who lived through the first attack. She had been working underground when the alien bombs fell. "You got my message," Ju said, letting her in. Haniel nodded. Her round glasses were broken on one side. Her white coat had dirt and burn marks on it. "Do-Yun said you saw the inside of their ship." "I did more than see it," Ju said with a small smile. She took out her phone and showed it to Haniel. "I took pictures when they weren't looking." Haniel's eyes went wide. She took the phone and looked at the pictures. Most were blurry, but some showed alien writing and machine parts. "This is amazing," she said, studying each picture carefully. "They're writing. It's not just letters. It looks like math." "Can you read it?" Ju asked. "Not yet, but with time." Haniel pointed to one picture that showed a control panel with the strange shimmer around it. "What's this glow here?" "They're control systems," Ju explained. "They don't use buttons like we do. It's some kind of field that responds to their touch." Haniel's eyes lit up. "Bioelectric fields. They must use the electricity in their bodies to control their machines." She looked up at Ju with excitement. "We might be able to use this if we can copy their body electricity. We could control their ships," Ju finished. For the first time since the aliens came, she felt real hope. "I'll need help," Haniel said. "And parts." "I'll find what you need," Ju promised. "But we need to work fast. They plan to start taking humans away next week." After Haniel left with the pictures, Ju looked out at the alien ship again. She still had no army, but now she had the start of a plan. The next morning, Ju walked through the broken city. She was looking for electronic parts that Haniel needed. The aliens had broken most of the human machines, but some small shops still had parts that might work. As she walked into what was left of an old computer store, she felt someone watching her. She turned quickly and saw a tall alien standing in the doorway. It was Aerith, the female who worked with Commander Vrek. "You are not where you should be," Aerith said. Ju tried to look calm. "I'm just getting some things from my old shop." This was a lie, but she kept her voice steady. Aerith's 4 eyes blinked one after the other. "Commander Vrek finds you. Interesting. I find you dangerous." "Me? Dangerous?" Ju laughed, but her heart was beating fast. "What could one human do against your ships and weapons?" "That is what I want to know," Aerith said, stepping closer. "What are you planning?" Ju Park. "I'm planning to live," Ju said. "That's all." Aerith studied her for a long moment. "You have one more day to sign our paper. Then we take what we want, with or without your name on it." After Aerith left, Ju let out a long breath. Her hands were shaking. The aliens were watching her. They were suspicious, but she couldn't stop now. She found some parts that might work and put them in her bag. Then she headed back, taking a long way to make sure no one followed her. When night came, Ju met Haniel again, this time in an old subway tunnel where the aliens didn't go. "Did you bring the parts?" Haniel asked. Ju handed over her bag. "Will these work?" Haniel looked through them. "Some will, but I need more. And I need someone who knows about electricity and machines." "I might know someone," Ju said, thinking of her old friend from school. "His name is Taewon. He built robots before the aliens came. Can you find him?" "I'll try," Ju said, "but we need to be careful. The aliens are watching me now." As they worked in the dim light of the subway tunnel, Ju knew time was running out. Tomorrow she would have to face Commander Vrek again, and she still didn't have enough to fight back. But for the first time, she had something the aliens didn't expect. She had hope. The next morning, Ju walked through the empty streets of New Seoul. The sun was just coming up. Most people stayed inside now, afraid of the aliens. She was looking for the old science building where Taewon used to work. The building was half broken. One side had a big hole where an alien bomb had hit it. Ju climbed over fallen walls and broken glass to get inside. "Taewon," she called softly. "Are you here?" There was no answer. She went deeper into the building. It was dark inside. She used her phone light to see. Most of the rooms were empty. Then she heard a noise. It came from below, like someone hitting metal. Ju found some stairs and went down. The basement was full of broken machines and tools. Taewon, she called again. A man jumped up from behind a table, holding a metal bar. When he saw Ju, he lowered it. Ju Park, he said in surprise. I thought you were dead. Taewon Lee looked tired. His face was thin, and his clothes were dirty. But his eyes were still bright and smart. Not dead yet, Ju said with a small smile. But we all will be soon if we don't do something. She told him about the alien ship and the bioelectric fields. She told him about Hanyul and her plan to copy the alien technology. It won't work, Taewon said, shaking his head. You can't copy their body electricity with our simple tools. Ju felt her hopes start to die. There must be a way. You were the smartest student in our school. You built robots that could think. Taewon was quiet for a long time. Then he went to a box in the corner. He pulled out a small round device. I've been studying their small ships, he said. The ones they use to fly over the city. They land in the park every night. And? Ju asked, feeling her hope grow again. And I think I found something, Taewon said. The door of their small ships doesn't use the bioelectric field. It has a simple lock. I think I can open it. Juwoo's eyes went wide. If we can get inside one of their small ships, we might be able to fly it, Taewon finished. But it's dangerous. They have guards. We have no choice, Juwoo said. Today is the last day before they start taking people away. Taewon put the device in his pocket. I'll help you, but we need more people, and we need a plan. They left the building and went to the subway tunnel where Hanyul was working. On the way, Juwoo told Taewon about Aerith and how the aliens were watching her. That's not good, Taewon said. If they catch us, they will kill us all. If we do nothing, they will kill us anyway, Juwoo said, just more slowly. At the subway tunnel, they found Hanyul working on a small machine. She looked up when they came in. Taewon, she said in surprise. You're alive. So are you, he said with a smile. Juwoo told me your plan. It's good, but we need to change it. He showed them his device for opening the small alien ships. Hanyul studied it with excitement. If we can get inside one of their ships, she said, I can study their controls up close. We need to do it tonight, Juwoo said. I have to meet Commander Freck in the morning. If I don't sign his paper, they will start taking people away. So we steal a ship tonight, Taewon said. But how do we get past the guards? Juwoo thought for a moment. Then she smiled. We need a distraction. Something big, something that will make all the aliens look the other way. Like what? Hanyul asked. Like a fire, Juwoo said. A big one. On the other side of the city. Taewon nodded slowly. That could work. But we'll need help to set it up. I know some people who will help, Juwoo said. People who have nothing left to lose. As they made their plans, Juwoo looked at her two friends. They were not an army. They were just 3 people with some broken tools and a dangerous idea. But sometimes that was enough to start a fight. That night would change everything. They would either win their first small victory against the aliens, or they would die trying. Night fell over New Seoul. The alien ship lights made the dark sky glow green. Juwoo, Taewon, and Hanyul met with 5 other people in the subway tunnel. Each person had lost someone to the aliens. Each person was ready to fight back. The plan is simple, Juwoo told them. Min and Suk will start a fire at the old factory on the east side. It will burn big and bright. Min nodded. He was an old man, but his eyes were sharp. I worked in that factory for 40 years. I know where the fuel is kept. When the aliens go to check the fire, the rest of us will move to the park, Juwoo continued. That's where they keep 3 small ships. Taiwan and Haniul will try to open one ship, said Doyan, who had joined them after hearing their plan. Juwu and I will watch for danger. Jin and Yuna will be our runners if something goes wrong. What if we can't open the ship? Haniul asked. She looked scared but ready. Then we try again another night, Juwu said, but there may not be many more nights left. They all knew what she meant. Tomorrow was the deadline. If she didn't sign the paper, the aliens would start taking people away. Let's go, Taewon said. We need to be in place before midnight. They split up and moved through the dark city. Juwoo and Doyeon went to the park first. They hid in the bushes near where the alien ships landed each night. The park had once been beautiful, with big trees and a small lake. Now many trees were burned, and the lake was dry. This is crazy, Do-hyun whispered. If they catch us. They won't, Ju said, but she wasn't sure. She was scared too. At midnight, they saw the lights of 3 small alien ships coming down. The ships landed in the middle of the park. 6 aliens got out, all carrying weapons. They walked around the ships once, then went to a small building at the edge of the park. They're taking a break, Do-hyun said. This is our chance. Not yet, Ju whispered. We wait for the fire. They didn't wait long. A few minutes later, they saw a bright light in the east. Flames shot up into the night sky. The fire alarm in the city started to sound. The aliens came running out of the building. They looked at the fire, then at their ships. 5 of them ran toward the fire. 1 stayed to guard the ships. Just 1 guard, Ju said. That's good. She touched the small radio in her pocket and pressed the button twice. This was the signal for Taiwan and Haniul to come. A few minutes later, they saw Taiwan and Haniul moving quietly through the bushes. They stayed low and moved slowly toward the ships. The alien guard walked around the ships, his weapon ready. When his back was turned, Taiwan and Haniul ran to the closest ship. Taiwan took out his small device and put it against the ship's door. Ju held her breath. If this didn't work. There was a soft click. The ship's door opened just a little. Taiwan and Haniul slipped inside. But then everything went wrong. The alien guard turned and saw the open door. He made a loud noise and ran toward the ship, raising his weapon. No. Ju jumped up from the bushes. She had to do something. Without thinking, she ran toward the guard, shouting and waving her arms. The alien turned toward her, surprised. That gave Do-hyun time to run from the other side. He picked up a big stick and hit the alien hard on the head. The alien fell down. Get his weapon, Ju said, breathing hard. Do-hyun took the alien's gun. It was big and heavy in his hands. I don't know how to use this. Figure it out, Ju said. The others will be back soon. They ran to the ship where Taiwan and Haniul were inside. Ju looked back at the city. The fire was getting bigger, but she also saw more alien ships heading that way. Hurry, she called into the ship. We don't have much time. Inside, Taiwan and Haniul were studying the controls. Haniul had her phone out, taking pictures. Taiwan was under the control panel, looking at the wires. Can you fly it? Ju asked. Not yet, Taiwan said, but I think I understand how it works. We need more time. Time was the one thing they didn't have. In the distance, Ju could hear alien voices. The guards were coming back. They're coming back. Do-hyun whispered from the ship door. He held the alien gun awkwardly in his hands. What do we do? Ju looked around the small ship. It had seats for 6 aliens and many control panels with the same strange glow she had seen on the big ship. Taiwan was still under the main controls, trying to understand how they worked. We need to close the door and hide, Ju said. Taiwan, how do we close the door? Taiwan pointed to a red panel by the door. I think that's the door control. Put your hand on it. Ju touched the panel, but nothing happened. It doesn't work for humans, remember. The knocked-out guard, Hanyul said suddenly. Drag him in here. We can use his hand. Do-hyun and Ju-woo ran out and pulled the heavy alien into the ship. They put his hand on the red panel. The door started to close. Now what? Do-hyun asked. We're trapped in here. They'll know someone is inside when they see the missing guard. We need to make the ship fly, Ju-woo said. She turned to Taewon. Can you do it? Taewon's face was wet with sweat. Maybe. I found something interesting. The ship has a simple start mode for emergencies. It doesn't need the bioelectric field. He pointed to a yellow box under the control panel. It had a handle on it. Pull that handle, he said to Ju-woo. It might start the ship. Outside, they heard alien voices getting closer. They were shouting in their strange language. They had found the missing guard's weapon. Now or never, Ju-woo said. She grabbed the handle and pulled hard. Lights came on all over the ship. The control panels lit up bright blue. A low hum filled the air. It's working, Hanyul said. But none of them knew how to fly the ship. Taewon jumped into the pilot's seat and looked at the controls. I think these are for going up, he said, pointing to 2 green bars. And these might be for direction. He pointed to a round ball in the center. Try it, Ju-woo said. We have no choice. Taewon pushed the green bars forward. The ship shook and then slowly rose from the ground. Through the window, they could see 5 alien guards running toward them, weapons raised. Higher, Ju-woo shouted. Taewon pushed the bars all the way forward. The ship shot up into the air so fast that they all fell back. Do-hyun hit his head on the wall and groaned. Sorry, Taewon said. He moved the round ball to the right, and the ship turned. They were now flying over the city. You did it, Ju said, her voice full of wonder. You're flying the alien ship. Taewon didn't look happy. I can fly it, but I don't know how to control the speed or how to land it. And look, he pointed to a red light that was blinking on the control panel. I think that's a warning. They know someone stole their ship. Hanyul was taking pictures of everything with her phone. This is amazing. There's so much to learn here. Where should we go? Taewon asked. We can't go back to the city. They'll find us. Ju-woo thought quickly. The mountains. Go to the old mine tunnels in the mountains. We can hide the ship there. Taewon turned the ship toward the mountains outside the city. As they flew, they saw more alien ships rising from the big mothership. They're coming after us, Do-hyun said. His voice was shaking. Can this ship go faster? Ju asked. Taewon found another set of controls and pushed them. The ship jumped forward with great speed. They all held on to keep from falling. I think I'm going to be sick, Do-hyun said. They flew over the dark land, with lights of the city falling behind them. Ahead, the mountains rose like black shadows. There, Ju pointed to a dark hole in the side of a mountain. That's one of the old mine entrances. It's big enough for the ship. Taewon aimed for the hole. I don't know how to slow down very well, he warned. This could be rough. They all braced themselves as the ship flew into the dark tunnel. Taewon pulled back on all the controls. The ship scraped against the walls with a terrible noise, sending sparks flying. Then it hit the ground and slid to a stop. For a moment, no one moved. Then Ju started to laugh. We did it. We stole an alien ship. But they all knew this was just the beginning. They had won a small battle, but the war was far from over. Inside the dark mine tunnel, the alien ship glowed with soft blue light. Ju, Taewon, Hanyul, and Do-hyun sat inside, catching their breath. The unconscious alien guard lay in the corner, tied up with belts and cables. What do we do with him? Do-hyun asked, pointing at the alien. We learned from him, Hanyul said. She was already exploring the ship, touching panels and taking pictures. And from this ship, this is our chance to understand their technology. Taewon nodded. I think I can figure out how this ship works if I have time. Juwu looked at her watch. It was almost morning. We don't have much time. Commander Vrek will be waiting for me to sign their paper today. When I don't show up, they'll know something is wrong. They already know something is wrong, Do-yeon said. We stole their ship. The alien guard made a noise and moved slightly. They all jumped back. He's waking up, Taewon warned. Juwu stepped closer to the alien. We need to talk to him. Find out what he knows. How? Do-yeon asked. We don't speak their language. Hanyul held up a small device she had found on the ship. I think this is their translator. The commander had one like it. She put the device near the alien's head as his 4 eyes started to open. He looked around, saw them, and made a loud hissing sound. Human thieves, the translator said in a flat voice. You will die for this. We'll all die anyway when you take us to your work camps, Juwu said calmly. We're just trying to survive. The alien looked surprised that she wasn't afraid. You can't fight us. We are too strong. We just stole your ship, Taewon pointed out. That seems like fighting to me. The alien made a sound like rocks falling. Maybe it was a laugh. One small ship means nothing. Our big ship can destroy your whole city with one weapon. Juwu leaned closer. But you won't destroy the city. You need humans for your work camps. You need Earth for your war with the Marini. At the word Marini, the alien's eyes all blinked at once. He seemed shocked. How do you know that name? He asked. Commander Vrek told me, Juwu said. He said you need Earth for the coming war. The alien was quiet for a moment. Then he said, my name is Krill. I am a low guard, but even I know the Marini are coming soon. They will destroy you all. So we have the same enemy, Juwu said. Maybe we can help each other. Krill made the rock falling sound again. How can we humans help us? While they talked, Hanyul had been working on one of the ship's panels. Suddenly, a screen lit up. It showed many stars and planets. I think this is their star map, she said excitedly. Krill looked at the screen and made a worried sound. Turn that off. It shows our secret plans. But it was too late. They all saw what was on the screen. A large red dot was moving toward Earth. Around it were many smaller dots. What is that? Juwu asked, pointing to the red dot. Krill seemed to give up. That is the Marini mothership. It will be here in 7 days. Our leaders think we can fight them, but they are wrong. The Marini are too strong, even for us. They all looked at each other. This changed everything. So the Talons are going to lose this fight? Taewon asked. Yes, Krill said simply. And all humans will die with us. The Marini do not take prisoners. They destroy all life and take the empty planets. Juwu sat down, trying to think. So we have 2 enemies now. The Talons who want to enslave us, and the Marini who want to kill us all. Do-yeon put his head in his hands. This is hopeless. How can we fight 2 alien races? But Hanyul was still studying the star map. Look at this, she said, pointing to a small blue line near Earth. What is that, Krill? The alien hesitated, then said, that is a weakness in the Marini ships, their power core. If hit with the right weapon, it could destroy their whole ship. Juwu's eyes lit up. And do the Talons have this right weapon? Yes, Krill said, but our leaders will not use it the right way. They will try to fight a big battle and lose. Juwu looked at her friends, then back at Krill. What if we could help? What if we could use this small ship to get close to the Marini without them noticing? For the first time, Krill looked interested. That might work. Small ships are hard for them to see. A plan was starting to form in Juwu's mind. A crazy, dangerous plan, but maybe their only hope. We need to talk to Commander Vrek, she said, and I think I know how to get his attention. The next morning, 3 alien ships flew over New Seoul looking for Juwu and the stolen ship. Commander Vrek was angry. The human woman had not come to sign the paper. Instead, she had stolen a ship and attacked a guard. Find her, he ordered his soldiers. Search every building, every hole. Aerith, his second in command, stood nearby. She is more dangerous than we thought. She is just one human, Vrek said. She cannot hide forever. Just then, their radio made a noise. A voice came through it, a human voice. Commander Vrek, said Juwu. This is Juwu Park. I want to talk. Vrek looked surprised. Where are you, human thief? That doesn't matter, Juwu said. What matters is what I found on your ship. The star map. I know about the Marini coming to Earth. Vrek's 4 eyes blinked rapidly. He looked at Aerith with worry. How did she access the star map? Your guard Krill showed us. Juwu lied, trying to protect Haniel. He told us everything. About the Marini, about their weakness, and about your weapon that can hit that weakness. Put Krill on, Vrek demanded. There was a pause, then Krill's voice came through. Commander, the humans know our situation. They have an idea that might help us. Impossible. Vrek shouted. Humans cannot help us fight the Marini. But we can, Juwu said, back on the radio. Your ships are too big. The Marini will see them coming. But our stolen ship is small. They might not notice it. There was silence on the radio. Juwu waited, her heart beating fast. She was in the mine tunnel with her friends, using the ship's radio to talk to Vrek. It was a big risk. The aliens could find their signal and attack them. Finally, Vrek spoke. What are you suggesting, human? A deal. Juwu said. We help you fight the Marini. In return, you leave Earth alone. No work camps. No taking our land. Ridiculous, Vrek said. Why would we agree to that? We will find you eventually. Not before the Marini arrive, Juwu said. You have 7 days. Can you catch us and prepare for the Marini at the same time? More silence. Juwu looked at her friends. Do-Hyun looked scared. Tae-Won was working on the ship's controls, ready to fly if they needed to escape. Haniel was still studying the star map. Meet me at the big bridge, Vrek finally said. 1 hour, just you, Juwu Park. If you bring others, we will shoot them. I'll be there, Juwu said. But I want your word that you won't attack me. You have it, Vrek said. 1 hour. The radio went silent. Juwu let out a long breath. You can't go alone, Do-Hyun said. It's a trap. I have to go, Juwu said. This is our only chance. I've been studying their ship's weapons, Tae-Won said. I think I can make it fly better now. If something goes wrong, we can come help you. No, Juwu said firmly. Stay here. If I don't come back in 2 hours, take the ship and try to escape. Maybe fly to another country. Warn them about the Marini. She turned to Krill, who was sitting quietly in the corner. Will your commander keep his word? Krill made a small nod. Vrek is proud, but he does not lie. If he gave his word, he will not attack you at the meeting. But after, I cannot say. An hour later, Juwu stood alone on the big bridge that crossed the Han River. Most of the bridge was broken from the first alien attack. She stood on one end, waiting. A small alien ship landed on the other end of the bridge. Commander Vrek stepped out, with Aerith beside him. They walked forward until they were about 10 steps from Juwu. You are brave to come alone, Vrek said. I'm not brave, Juwu said. I'm desperate. We all are. Tell me your plan, Vrek said. How can one small stolen ship help against the Marini? Juwu took a deep breath. Your guard Krill told us about the Marini power core weakness. He said you have a weapon that can hit it. What if we took that weapon on our small ship and flew right up to their mothership? They wouldn't expect an attack from a small ship. Vrek looked at Aerith. She seemed to be thinking. It could work, Aerith said slowly. Their defenses are built to stop big ships, not small ones. And why would you humans risk your lives to help us? Vrek asked. We're not helping you, Ju said, "We're helping Earth. If the Marini win, we all die. If you win without us, we become slaves. But if we help you win, maybe we can be partners instead of slaves." Vrek was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "We need to discuss this more. Come with us to our ship." Ju hesitated. Going to the alien mothership again was dangerous, but she had come too far to stop now. "Let's go," she said. 6 days later, Ju sat in the stolen alien ship. But now it was different. The small ship had a new weapon attached to its front. The weapon was Talon technology, designed to hit the Marini power core. Next to her sat Taewon, who would fly the ship. Behind them were Handul and Krill, the Talon guard who had decided to help them. Commander Vrek had been angry at Krill at first, but now he needed every helper he could get. "Are you ready?" Taewon asked, his hands on the controls. Ju nodded. She was scared, but she didn't show it. Let's save Earth. The plan they had made with Vrek was simple but dangerous. The big Talon ships would attack the Marini fleet from the front, while the Marini were busy fighting. Juwoo's small ship would fly around to the back of the Marini mothership. They would get close to the power core and fire the special weapon. "If we hit it right," Krill had explained, "the mothership will break apart. Without the mothership, the other Marini ships will be weaker." Now their small ship flew out of the Talon mothership. Below them, Earth looked blue and green and beautiful. Ahead of them, they could see the Marini fleet. Their ships were strange, with parts that moved like they were alive. "There are so many of them," Handul whispered. "Stay strong," Ju said. "Remember what we're fighting for." The radio crackled. Commander Vrek's voice came through. "We are starting our attack now. Get to your position, humans." The big Talon ships moved forward, firing bright beams at the Marini. The space around Earth lit up with explosions and light. Ships from both sides were hit and broke apart. "Now," Taewon said. He turned their small ship and flew around the edge of the battle. They had to stay far enough away that the Marini wouldn't notice them, but close enough to reach the mothership quickly. Krill watched the screens. "The Marini mothership is turning toward the fight. We will have our chance soon." They flew through the darkness of space, watching the battle. The Talons were strong, but the Marini had more ships. It didn't look good. "There," Krill said suddenly, pointing to a spot on the screen. "The mothership's back is open to us. We can reach the power core now." Taewon turned the ship again and flew straight toward the huge Marini mothership. It was at least 100 times bigger than their small ship. As they got closer, they could see strange patterns moving on its surface, like it was made of living metal. "I'm scanning for the power core," Handul said, looking at her screen. "It should be there." She pointed to a spot that glowed brighter than the rest of the ship. Taewon aimed for that spot. "Get ready with the weapon," he told Juwoo. Juwoo put her hands on the weapon controls. This was their one chance. If they missed, Earth would fall to the Marini. "We've been spotted," Krill shouted suddenly. Small Marini ships were turning toward them, breaking away from the main battle. "Hurry," Handul said. Taewon pushed the ship to full speed. They raced toward the power core, with Marini ships chasing after them. "Almost there," Ju said, her finger on the trigger. Almost. A blast from a Marini ship hit them from behind. The ship shook hard. Alarms started to ring. "We're hit," Taewon shouted. "Engine damage." "Can we still fire the weapon?" Ju asked. "Yes, but we won't be able to get away after," Taewon said. "This will be a one-way trip." They all looked at each other. No one needed to say anything. They had all known this might happen. "For Earth," Ju said. They turned back to their tasks. Taewon kept the damaged ship moving toward the target. Handul guided him with the scanner. Krill watched the Marini ships getting closer. "Now," Handul shouted when they were in position. Ju fired the weapon. A bright white beam shot out from their ship and hit the glowing spot on the Marini mothership. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the spot began to grow brighter. Cracks spread across the mothership's surface. "It's working," Krill said. "The power core is breaking." The Marini mothership started to break apart from the inside. Explosions moved across its surface. The smaller Marini ships turned away, trying to escape. "We did it," Juwu whispered. "We really did it." Their ship was still moving forward, damaged and unable to turn. They were heading straight for the breaking mothership. "Hold on," Taewon shouted. Just before they hit, a beam of light surrounded their ship. It felt like they were being pulled away. Juwu closed her eyes, waiting for the end. But the end didn't come. When she opened her eyes, they were in a Talon ship. Commander Vrek stood there with Aerith. "We caught you just in time," Vrek said. "Your plan worked, human. The Marini are retreating." Juwu stood up on shaky legs. "And our deal? Earth stays free."